Questions 1 through 10 of the 2001 Grade 10 AMC 10. The median of the list is 10. What is the mean? So the median is the middle value, and that looks like this one right here, n plus 6. And therefore, that is equal to 10. So n plus 6 is equal to 10. From that, you can get that n is equal to 4. Now they want you to figure out the mean, which is also the average. And you do that by adding up all the numbers and dividing by how many numbers you have. And in this case, we have 9 numbers. So the top looks like 9n plus 63 all over 9. Now, n we know is 4. We figured that up here. So we substitute that in, and therefore this becomes 36 plus 63 over 9, and that is 99 over 9, and therefore that is 11. So the mean is 11. So 1, the answer is E. A number x is 2 more than the product of its reciprocal and its additive inverse. In which interval does the number lie? So the number is x, the reciprocal is 1 over x, and its additive inverse is minus x. So they're saying that x is equal to 2 more than the product of its reciprocal and its additive inverse. So that is our equation. So let's solve for this. This becomes minus x over x plus 2. Minus x over x cancels and becomes negative 1, and therefore x is negative 1 plus 2, or 1. So in which interval does this number lie? It would be this interval right here, choice C. The sum of two numbers is s. Suppose 3 is added to each number and then each of the resulting numbers is doubled. What is the sum of the final two numbers? So I'll let the two numbers be a and b, and the sum is equal to s according to the question. Now, in the next scenario, what they're doing is they're adding 3 to each number, like that. And then they're doubling both of these. And then finally, they're saying, what is the sum of these two numbers? So you're adding them now. All right, let's do this. So we got 2a plus 6 plus 2b plus 6, and that becomes 2a plus 2b plus 12. The 2's cancel, or factor rather, to 2a plus b plus 12, and then a plus b is equal to s, so that just becomes 2s plus 12. So the answer to number 3 is E. What is the maximum number for the possible points of intersection of a circle and a triangle? So we've got a circle and we've got a triangle, and we want to find what's the maximum number of intersection points. So you just fiddle around and, see what you get. So what I quickly drew, let's see how many intersection points. I've got one here, another one there. On this side, I've got one here, and I've got another one there. On this side, I've got 1 and 2. So the total intersection points I've got is 6. And of the answer choices, that's the biggest one. So we know we're right. 4 is E. How many of the 12 pentominoes pictured below have at least one line of symmetry? All right, so let's look at this question carefully and see if we can figure out what the answer is. Line of symmetry. How about the first one? Yeah, I think so. If you cut it right down the middle like that, it'll be symmetric on both sides. This next one, I don't think you can. The next one, same thing. And this one also, you can't. But the fourth one, this one you can. If you draw that line properly, then you'll be able to see that both sides are the same. This one also. This one there, that's a good line. That cuts it in half. The next one you cannot, but this one you can. Right down the middle like that. That would make it symmetrical, the same on both sides. The next one you also can, but this time you'll have to put a diagonal like that. The next one, no. The next one, no. And the final one, yes. The final one, if you can draw a line properly, which I don't seem to be doing, but you get the idea. That will also be symmetric. So how many of those did we do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So number 5, the answer is D. Let Pn and Sn denote the product and sum respectively of the digits of the integer n. For example, P23 is 6 and S23 is 5. Suppose n is a two-digit number such that n is equal to Pn plus Sn. What is the units digit of n? All right, so first let's explain what this question is asking. So Pn is equal to the product of the digits of a number. So for example, let's say our number n, or in this case they're using small n, is equal to 56. Then the product of the digits would be 5 times 6, which is 30. All right? What about Sn? For 56, Sn is the sum of the digits. So in our case, that would be 5 plus 6, which is 11. So that's what Sn and Pn are. So what they're saying is that you've got a number n that essentially is equal to Pn plus Sn, and they want us to figure out what that number is. Okay, so the number n is a two-digit number, so that helps. So let's say it's AB. And therefore, if you were going to write it out as a number, it would be 10A plus B, right? For example, 56 is 5 times 10 plus 6. 50 plus 6. That's how you get 56. So similarly, if our number was AB, that's written out as 10A plus B. Now Pn, what's Pn? Remember, it was the product. So it's A times B. And Sn was the sum, which is A plus B, like that. All right, so we have to sort of try our best to solve this. So it looks like the B's cancel, and then this A you can bring over to the other side and make it 9A, like this. And then if you divide both sides by A, you'll get 9 equal to B. So this digit, or this number rather, is A, B, and we don't know A, but B is equal to 9. And that's basically what they're asking. What is the units digit of n? And the units digit of n is 9. So the answer to number 6 is E. When the decimal point of a certain positive decimal number is moved 4 places to the right, the new number is 4 times the reciprocal of the original number. What is the original number? Okay, so if you have a number, let's say 5.24, and you move the decimal number 4 places to the right, it would go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it would basically be 52400.00 like that. That's what happens when you move the decimal point 4 to the right. Okay? So when you did this, what happened? It basically made the number 10,000 times bigger. Correct? If you look at those two numbers, you'll see that it's 10,000 times. So if we have a number, we'll let that number let it equal to x. And then you're going to do this operation, which is move the decimal points 4 to the right. It will then become 10,000x. All right? That's the first part of the sentence. Now the next part is the new number is 4 times the reciprocal of the original number. So 4 times the reciprocal of the original number. This is the original number. So 4 times the reciprocal would be 4 times 1 over x. And they want you to solve for x. All right, so let's see here what we can do. We can cross multiply. So this becomes 10,000 x squared is equal to 4. And therefore x squared is equal to 4 over 10,000. X would be 2 over 100. And this looks like 1 over 50, which is 0.02. And therefore 7 is C. Wanda, Darren, Beatrice, and Chai are tutors in a school math lab. Their schedule is as follows. Darren works every 3rd school day. Wanda works every 4th school day. Beatrice works every 6th school day. And Chai works every 7th school day. Today they are all working in the math lab. How many school days from today will they next be together tutoring in the lab? All right. So this is a question that you have to find a common factor. So 3 is already a prime number, so that cannot be factored anymore. 4 can be factored into 2 times 2. 6 can be factored into 3 times 2. And 7 is already a prime number, so it cannot be factored. Now, what is the common factor of all of these? Well, we have to include the 3. We have to include the 7. And we have to include a 2 in here. And we have to include this 2 as well. And essentially what I did was I found the least common multiple of all the numbers. And once I found the least common multiple of all the numbers, I multiplied all of them together. So in this one it was 3. For this one the least common multiple was, for this one the least common multiple was 7. For this one the least common multiple was 2. And for this it was 2. So 3 times 7 times 2 times 2 looks like 21 times 4, which is 84. So that is when they will all be together in the lab again. And therefore 8, the answer is B. The state income tax where Kristen lives is levied at a rate of P% of the first $28,000 of annual income plus P plus 2% of any amount above $28,000. Kristen noticed that the state income tax she paid amounted to P plus 0.25% of her annual income. What was her annual income? Okay, so in this question, the best thing to do is let P equal something. Otherwise, it'll be kind of confusing, and because you're going to have to deal with letters like P rather than an actual number. Using an actual number really makes things clear. So I'm going to let P equal 10%. And remember, I'm just trying to explain the question. So that means that on her first $28,000 of income, she'll pay 10% tax, which is, we can calculate this pretty quickly, 28,000 times 0.1, which is 10%, which is $2,800. So she's paying $2,800 on the first $28,000 of income. And then once the income rises above that, she's going to pay P plus 2%, which in our case is 12%. So for example, the first answer choice is 28,000, so I'm going to use the second answer choice as an example. Let's say her income is 32,000. She's already paid 10% on the first 28,000. Now from 28,000 up to 32,000 is $4,000. On that, she's going to pay 12%. All right? So that would be 4,000 times 0.12, and that is equal to $480. So now, what is the total tax that she's paid? Well, she paid $2,800 plus 480. So total tax, $2,800 plus 480, which is $3,280 that she paid. And now the final part is you have to compare this to her total income. So $3,280 in tax compared to her total income, and that is 0.1025. And if you multiply by 100 and make this into a percentage, this becomes 10.25%. Now, they're saying in the question that she paid P plus 0.25%. Well, this matches. Our P was 10%, remember, right here? So P plus 0.25% is 10.25%. So I hope you understand this scenario the way I explained it, and therefore her annual income was $32,000. Really quickly, I just want to mention that income tax or state income tax varies from state to state in the United States. In Canada, it varies from province to province, and it can range tremendously, and 10% is actually a pretty decent rate. So most of the time it can be much higher. X, Y, and Z are positive with XY equal to 24, XZ equal to 48, and YZ equal to 72. Then X plus Y plus Z is. All right, so they've given us 3 equations and 3 variables. And generally speaking, you need the number of equations as variables to solve. So we've got 3 variables, but they've got 3 equations, so we should be able to solve this. So many ways of doing this, but I'll just let everything be in terms of x. So 24 over x is y, and z is 48 over x. And then what I can do is I can substitute both of these into there. So y is 24 over x, and z is 48 over x. And then that's it. So we got 24 times 40. Oh, I don't want to use an x. That's going to get confusing. 24 times 48 over 72 is equal to x squared. And when you solve, you'll get x equal to 4. Substitute that back into there, and you'll get y is equal to 24 over 4, which is 6. And substitute that into there, and you'll get z is equal to 48 over 4, which is 12. And therefore, x plus y plus z is equal to 4 plus 6 plus 12, which is 22. And therefore, the answer to number 10 is D.